on, guys? So I'm out on the res doing a little bit of pre-fishing today. It's changed a little bit, so the water is super chocolate milk. I mean, you can see it. We got a little bit of rain the other day and it really stirred up the water real good. But I have like 3 or 4 hours out here. I got to take my girlfriend to get her wisdom teeth out today, which sucks, but you know, at least I get to get a little bit of pre-fishing in and she gets to get her teeth out. The last tournament we had 26 pounds and change, and that was the biggest bag we ever had. It was just a silly bite. It was ridiculously awesome. We'll get out here and pre-fish a little bit and then just kind of bring you guys along, do a little vlog for the day. See what happens. Let's go. Alright guys, so we're gonna start off with the old spinnerbait. It's a nickel blade and a gold blade. Got a Kitech on there. It's a chartreuse and white skirt. I'm just gonna work some of this shallow wood cover. See what happens. Alright, so I fished my way through this creek. I realized that I really don't have that many baits tied on that I want to throw right now. So I'm going to take a second. I'm going to tie on some baits and I'm going to tell you what I'm doing. Alright, so an hour later, we're done. Here are the baits that I put on, okay? We got a red chatterbait. Don't actually know the name of this, but it's a big pumpkin and chartreuse creature bait. We have a chartreuse spinner bait, black and blue jig, and last but not least, we have the Water Warrior medium diving crankbait. It's the Potomac blood shad is what that's called, but it's a crawl pattern with a little bit of purple. I also put on the Indiana Blade spinner bait right there for you guys too. So now that we're ready and rigged up, let's go. Come on, first fish, where are you at? All right, T-rig, come on. Oh, there's a bite. Yeah, first fish of the day. He's not a keeper. Actually, he might just be a keeper. Definitely not the size we're looking for. But that tells us something. This fish was in probably 5 feet of water. Tight to wood. I was just slowly pulling this Texas rig down that tree. And we're halfway back creek, so good start. Would have been a bite, yep. Oh, God. That was another bite, though. He was just taking off to the left. Oh, my God. The turtle scared me. There's bait back there, too. That's funny. Sorry, turtles. I just rolled that whole log with the turtles on it. It's kind of funny. All right, so we had 2 bites on this Texas rig. That creature bait. Well, we're gonna keep rolling. I'm gonna pick up this chatterbait and fish some of this grass. All right, they don't want the chatterbait. Let's try jig. Yig, yig, yig. Oh, it's a good fish. Oh, get in here, big girl. That's a good fish right there, guys. It's probably 3.5, 4. We'll take it on the jig too. Oh, God. No, not my coffee. I need that. It's a good fish. I've been throwing a spinnerbait, a chatterbait, jig, Texas rig, and a crankbait, and it seems like they're really eating the slower baits like the jig and the Texas rig so far. Pretty shallow. I mean, he was probably only in 5 feet too. See ya. Thanks, girl. Cool. That was actually on a main lake point too. He was actually in the grass a little bit. So this is the jig that I just caught the fish on, guys. This is a 1/2 ounce BAAMAAAAAA jig. I have these linked in the description below. Don makes these jigs by hand. They're pretty awesome. I love them. They're pretty much the only flipping jigs that I've been throwing around. I have that paired up with a Yamamoto flap and hog. Now this is one of my favorite springtime setups. That flap and hog doesn't have too much action, and it just has a nice big profile, which I really like. Yeah, it seems like these fish are really feeding on the bottom. All right, I'm gonna take this D-bomb off. That was the name of this bait. I wasn't sure if it was the D-bomb or the Destroyer, but that's the D-bomb by Missile Baits. This is Dill Pickle. That's the name of that color. I'm gonna put on, instead of that, I'm gonna go with a Super Hog, which is a brush hog, but instead of having the curly tails, it has more of a crawl styled or beaver styled back end. All right, we're gonna move and check some more pockets. Got an hour left. Hopefully we can find a little bit more. It's a fish. Oh. All right. That's a keeper too. A little 2-pounder. On the jig again, inside of a creek, off some wood. So I think it's safe to say we have a little pattern going. Cool, these fish are moving up. I love it. I love it. It's my favorite time of year to fish. It's too much fun. And that fish was halfway back into this creek. This is a shallow one too. All right guys, we're on the last bit of bank that we can fish before we got to roll out. So I'm gonna fish this to the point, fish the point a little bit, and call it a day. I mean, the first fish I caught was 3/4 of the way, halfway back in a big creek. So you'd think they'd come back into these small ones like this real quick, especially if the water's 59 degrees. I didn't even look at it when I was in the back. I'm sure it was 60 because we're out at the mouth of it almost, and it's 58.5. It's actually dropping the further out we go. Woo! Windy! Windy! Last cast. All right guys, we got to roll. Learned a little bit. It's a good day for probably 2 hours of fishing, but I'll see you back at the ramp. Alright guys, so we made it home. Girlfriend's surgery went well. Came home to this. Thought I had myself a new GoPro. Think I got myself a new Angry Dragon or Spin Dragon. He said he was sending me a Spin Dragon, so we're gonna check that out. And then I want to show you some of the other baits that you guys have been sending me. Got a couple hand painted and a couple of actually all of them are hand painted. Pretty sick. So let's see what we got. So I had to wait a couple extra days to finish this video off. I had a lot going on. I had to take care of the girlfriend. She's doing absolutely great, completely healed, good to go. But I want to show you guys the Spin Dragon, which I got from the guys at TNA Tackle. Now this is a musky fishing lure. Not to say a bass wouldn't eat this thing, but just look how wild this is. So it's the top half of an Angry Dragon, which is a ginormous chatterbait, and then they added on a spinnerbait arm with a huge black Colorado blade. Just look at this beast. I've yet to throw this. I'm gonna try to get out next week and do some damage with this thing. So this is my newest musky bait. I also got a musky tackle box. I'm gonna definitely do a video on that. Show you guys everything I have in there. Show you all the baits and the setup. I'm super stoked. Finally got my first bait box. I can stop using mystery tackle boxes as my musky lure holders. So besides this one, I did get some really cool bass tackle from a guy named Travis Fry, one of our subs. Let me show you some of his baits. So Travis really does a great job hand painting these baits. So he gave me like a really good assortment. I have 6 here. I'm gonna show them to you real quick. He gave me 2 swim bait patterns, which are killer. Like, these are awesome shad patterns. Check these out. Just look at them. They look phenomenal. I've yet to have a chance to throw any of these baits yet, but I can tell you just the patterns alone, like these could do really well with bass. And obviously, you know, I could catch a muskie on one of these too. That's my goal, is to try to catch a muskie and a bass on these. And as he said here, if I catch one over 5.10 pounds, then I'll get some more, which is pretty sick. I'm pretty stoked on it. So these are the two swim baits he sent. Both of these look awesome. Perfect, you know, 6-inch shad style glide bait. He sent me a jerk bait, which I'm definitely gonna throw this for muskie. This looks a lot like the bait I had my first ever follow on, which was a Rapala jointed X-Wrap, like a really big one. But you know, no joint in this, but I can guarantee that this will definitely get some action. Besides this, he sent me another jerk bait, which he hand painted, just a nice shad silver and black. An awesome deep diving crankbait, which I'm gonna be throwing around on the res a ton this summer. And another bait I'm gonna throw around a ton this summer is a topwater bait with an awesome trout pattern. I love the look of that trout pattern. So huge shout out to Travis. I really appreciate you taking the time to paint these baits and send them over to me. I can't wait to throw these. And actually, I'm gonna take some of these shad glide baits, this topwater, and probably this jerk bait with me to Alabama. So I'm actually leaving tomorrow morning. I just got word from my buddy about an hour ago. He's like, do you want to go to Alabama for 4 days? Let's go. And I said, yeah, sure. So anybody down in Alabama, leave me a comment where to go. I'm going to be around Auburn. Tell me where to check out for dinner and stuff. We are fishing some private ponds, I think, and some other lakes. So not really 100% sure where that trip's going to lead us, but I hope you guys are looking forward to those videos. I have some tournament videos coming up for you this week. And yeah, that's going to about finish it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this little pre-fishing video. Got some tips on fishing dirty water, what kind of baits I generally go through. Got to show you some of these awesome hand-painted baits, which I'm going to be taking with me this week. Again, huge shout out to Travis Fry for these baits. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're not already subbed, please hit that subscribe button for me. And we'll see you on the next one.